and welcome back to the fourth part of this tutorial. So what I want to try and achieve now is to take care of the database, and I will also need a data grid view here. So let's exit out of this, and first of all I'm going to need the following database. Let me open it up for you. It's called hotel. That is it right there. Okay, it's opening up now. I'm going to copy it and just dump it inside my project folder. That is the database that I need. I'm going to save that. No, I don't need to save it, just close it. Now copy it, copy, and I can close that as well. Now let's open up the directory for my hotel management system and paste that right in there. Now I have my database in there. Now make sure the database is selected, then that's the name of the folder. Right click on it, and you see where we have copy address as text. Get that copied. Notice the name of the database. So I can now close that. I don't need that anymore. Now let's go into the palette here. Get the palette opened. I think the palette is not here. So let's go to view. I may have mistakenly closed that. Go to window, two windows, and that is the palette. Click on that. Now in there I need TDB. The TDB, that's for the grill. Okay, let's do this first. I'm gonna come in here, get that opened, and that is the grill right there. Okay, the grill is sorted. Okay, bring it down. Alright, we have the grill in place. Now let's go back in here. The grill, that's the grill. So let's cut it off and paste it in the right place. It should be here. There. Alright, now that the grill is there, the next thing that I want to do now is I now need the connector. So let's come in here. It's going to be TADO connect. There we go. I'm going to grab hold of the connector, just dump it right there. Let's see, there we go. That's the connector right there. Now I will then go to my object inspector, or you can also call it well, you can call it properties. Okay, now I'm gonna come in here, but it's known as object inspector here. Make sure it's selected. Now go straight to the connection string, click on that. Now click on build, and then select Microsoft Office 16.0 Access Database Engine, OLEDB. Okay, make sure that is selected. Click on next. There. And if you guys can still remember the address copied, I'm going to paste that right in here, but make sure you include backspace or backslash hotel dot ACCDB. Make sure that is included as well. Where we have admin, I'm going to get rid of the admin. You see the blank password, uncheck that and click on test. Test connection succeeded. Click on OK. We have another tab here known as advanced. Click on advanced. You see we have read write. I'm going to check read write. Okay, and uncheck this share. Make sure read write is checked. Click on OK. There, and that's all there is to that. Click on OK. Now let's scroll right down here. Right down here, you take a good look at these properties known as login prompt. You do not want the system to prompt you for password or username, so uncheck that. That is fine. So we've taken care of the ADO connection. The next one we want to get hold of would be the ADO table. Grab hold of the ADO table and just dump it right here as well. There. With the ADO table selected, come right here to the properties where we have object inspector is called. Come right there, you see the connection. You can also paste the string in here that was copied. You can paste that in there, or you can just click on connection right here and select ADO connection 1. It's the same thing that you've done. Now let's scroll right down. We now want the name of the file. Go to where we have table name, drop it down, select whatever the table name is. The table name is called hotel. That is fine. Just one more thing left. Scroll right up. You see where we have activate. Click on that, and that is it. Done. Now the last process is, let's look for the data source. There we go. Grab data source, drop it in there. Now you want this data source connected to the table. Go to data set, drop that down, select ADO table 1, and that is that taken care of. Now I will connect every single component to the data source. Let's start with the Navigator. I reckon you guys remember the DB Navigator 1. Make sure that is selected and come right here. You see where we have data source. Click on the data source and select data source 1. You can see it's all lighted up. That's very good. Now that that is done, let's go to the next or the other tab here, hotel database. Select this DB grill. Now we want to connect it to the data source. That is the data source. If I connect it, we should be able to see all the files in there. There we go. Look at the files. So our connection is working. That's brilliant. Alright, but we have a problem. Look at it. We can only see just 2 columns. So I'm going to right click on it, select column edit. Once you select column edit, you see right here, add all fields. Click on that. Once all fields is added, select each individual field. We now want to check out the field width. For the customer ID, the field width here is 64. Let's check out the first name. First name is 1534, so I'm going to change that to about 80. Surname, I'm going to change that to about 80 as well. 80. Address, maybe 120. Postcode, we can make that 40 or even a bit smaller. Make it 30. Mobile, yeah, we leave that at 64. Email, I'm going to make that 120. Nationality, let's make that 80. Date of birth, we can make that about 70. Gender, we make that about 50. Then proof of ID, 80. Date in, this is 70. Date out, 70. Total number of days, so that's just going to be number of days alone. We'll make that about 40. Now room type, 80. Room number, maybe 60 or 50. Extension, 70. No, 50. It's just an extension. and this we can make that about 70 and 70. There, as you can see, all of the columns are now populated. Click on, just close it. Look at it right there. That's much better. So I'm going to run it so that you guys see how that looks like. Then we can take care of the other connections. It's coming up. Now let's go to the second tab. There we go. Look at it. You see that, guys? So all I then need to do now is close that, and we link up all of these other ones. Okay, now exit out, exit, yes. Now let's go to the first panel, customer system. So hotel system is called. Now select customer reference, come into the data sets. That is not going to work, right? Because this is just an ordinary TE, text editor. We're gonna have to change all of this. So let's come in here. We need TB edit. So that will be TB edit. There we go. TDB edit. There, that is what we need. We don't need this. So I'm going to have to just get rid of all of this. This is what is required there. Okay, so the name of this is TXT. So now let's get rid of this very one, unfortunately. So let's go back to the name and just grab hold of the name. So I'm going to have to repeat the same thing for the others. Grab hold of the name, get rid of that, and change this one. The name of this is going to be that, but in this case it is a database, so I'm going to have to include database in front of it. The TXT DBE customer. There, that's what I'm going to call it. TBE customer. Now what is the, let's get hold of the font size. For the others is 20 regular, so make this one 20 regular. 20 regular. There we go. And just make sure that fits. Alright, so I've taken care of the very first one. Now the data source for that, click on that and just select data source 1, and the field that will be in there will be the customer ID. There we go, the first one is taken care of. I'm going to have to delete the others individually. Get rid of that, copy this, paste it here. We have 2, reduce that, and the name of this is now going to be, let's change the official name. First of all, the data source data field, that will be first name, change that to first name, and the name, the variable name is now going to be called, undo that, let's copy this variable name here, copy, paste it here, and change this to, and then that will be first name there. There we go. There. Now get rid of this as well. Let's get rid of these two and copy those two, copy and paste them right here. Now that's going to be surname. Change that to surname. There is surname, and change this to address. Right up there. Okay, so what I'm changing is data field and data source. Okay, those two are taken care of. I'm going to take care of these other ones as well. Right, delete all of those. There are 3 there. Delete. Copy 3. 1, 2, and 3. Copy and paste. No, that's not just 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now this is going to be for postcode. Change that to postcode P. Change this to mobile, and change this to email, and so on, guys. Okay, so the first part is taken care of. So if I run it now, let's run it and you guys see how that's going to look like. That's how it's looking now. So I can navigate across there. That is fine. So let's repeat the same thing for these other ones. Alright, so exit out here. Okay, in the case of this very one with the name, with the dates, because there are some codes already attached to this, I'm going to just move them aside first so that I can get the codes right before we carry out any other adjustment. So let's copy this, copy that, and paste it right here. Copy this there, and reduce this as well. Once I get it right, then I change it all. Now this is going to be current date. Select that, change that to the current date. Okay, day in, and this is going to be day out. Yeah. Then this will be total days. Total days. Drop that down and look for total days. There. Now inside here, I think it was a form load. Yeah, it was a form load. But first thing first, let's change the names. So the name of this is going to be, since it's a declared text edit, let's grab hold of the name of this first. Scroll right down. That is the name. Grab that and paste this. Just delete that and see if it's going to work. If it doesn't, then now just change it the other way around. Paste that there. Yeah, think it's going to work. Now repeat the same thing for this. Just change the names around. Copy, delete, paste the name here for this one. There we go. Right. Okay, this side is all taken care of. Now let's take care of this side here. Okay, everything is fine here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it all, but make sure the component you select is that of data, is that is used in database. Okay, else you won't be able to link it to your database. So I'm going to select it all, and I want to link it all to my data source one. It's all selected. So let's come right down here, data source. There, they are all linked to data source. Now let's link them to their respective fields. So let's select this one that says type of room. Let's come right down here to, it's not that, so let's change that to room type single. The next one here is room number. Let's look for room number, that is fine, and followed by the extension, room extension. Do we have extension for the room? Telephone extension. There we go. Oh, it's breakfast. I think we need to change the data in there. Okay, now gender. Let's come in here. Gender. That is gender. Date of birth. That should be DBO. That's correct. Scroll right down. Then let's see the type of identity in there. This one is gonna be proof. Yeah, proof of ID. And subtotal. Subtotal. Let's see, there's value in there. Okay, we want the tax next. There. And the total. There. Okay. So just like I said, the components required is the database component, DB edit component. That's what we need. Now let's run it and see how that works. Then we can take care of the calculation. Alright, that's good. That's the last record. They're all working fine. Alright, that's good. Apart from this, now everything is working the way I want. So what we then need to do is to take care of the calculation. That is when we enter. Okay, let's say we decide to enter new records. Alright, before I can take care of the calculation, so I need to take care of all of these combo boxes so that when you click on them you'll be able to select some data. So I'm going to exit out and go to the form create and double click on the form. There, right underneath here. I'm going to have to speed that up. There we go. So take it from the top. Nationality, those are the samples of the countries that I've added. You can add as many as you like. Then the room type is just 1 to 5, and type of room we have single, double, and family. Gender, male or female. Then proof of identification. There we go. Right, you can add as many proof of identification you want, and that's all there is to that. So have a good look at it inside my form create. Nationality, rooms, room type, gender, and identity. So let's run it now and see. So if we click on any of these combo box, we get a drop down. There we go. Right there, all from the form create and nationality as well. Alright, that is taken care of. So finally, let's take care of the total. Exit out. I'm back to the design view. Double click on the total. And before I start with this total, I'm going to declare some variable here. Let's go up there and just declare the variable here as a global variable. Where is my, there they are. Those are my variables. Yeah. Okay, right underneath the variables declare for the currency, I'm going to come down here and just declare as follows. So we have single room, double room, family, I tax, and tax. So enter semicolon, and I'm going to declare them as double. There we go. Now back into the total. Double click on the total button. So right inside the total button, let's initialize all of those variables. So that is the tax rate, the cost of single room, the cost of double room, and the cost of family room, all initialized. And make sure you enter column in there as well. There we go. There. The next thing is I'm going to declare a local variable here. That local variable is going to, let's just call that total number of days, or total number of days. There. And I'm going to make that, let's call it an integer. That is it taken care of. Now let's come right down here. See, since we have initialized all our variables, so right underneath here I'm going to now say total number of days. Grab that and paste that right here. Total number of days equals, let's convert that to int, and that is whatever value we enter in txt total days dot text. There. So whatever value you enter inside the text box is stored right in here now, and it's officially converted to integer anyway. Now let's use an if statement. If CMB room type dot text equals single, if it's single, then we want the following to happen. Tax is one of the variable I declared as a global variable, equals, let's say single room. Grab the single room over there. Single room multiplied by total number of days. And I'm now going to multiply that by I tax, that's the tax rate, and divide that by 100 to give us the tax. There. So let's store these values straight into txt tax dot text equals, we have to convert it to string. So let's say I want to enter the pound sign in there, pound sign plus, that's a float, to string, and what are we converting? That's going to be tax, and just close that up. There. So we've worked out that of tax. Alright, let's take care of subtotal. In the case of subtotal, that is going to be, let's say txt subtotal dot text, that will be equals, we want to convert it to string character as well, so I can just get hold of these. Let's get hold of everything we have in here, paste it right here, and here change that to those two, single room multiplied by total number of days. That should give us the subtotal before the tax. Collapse this as well. Right. And now let's work out the total. I'm going to grab all of these, come right down here, paste, and get rid of the sub. So that should take care of the total, but we also need to add the tax to that. So let's grab all of these and just add it to everything that we have in here. Enter a bracket here and a bracket there. So that will give us the total value. Okay, subtotal plus tax. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to try that out now. Let's just see how that's going to work. Save that first and let's hit and run. Oh, hold on. Let's enter column here and column here as well, else we will end up with an error. Okay, let's see. I hope it all is all taken care of. Okay, let's run. Alright, no error. Okay, I'm going to select new and let's enter today's date. And here I'm going to enter, let's say there, 13 days, and here that's going to be single. Click on total. Look at that. That's fine. So let's exit out. Yeah. Now I'm going to repeat the same thing for double. Okay, I'm now going to copy these lines of codes, Ctrl C, and just paste it down here for double, and I'll change the details around. I'm going to repeat the same thing for the family. So let's grab the variable for double room, copy that. Maybe we should inflate this a little bit more, make that maybe about 80. Yeah. And now change the variables around. Room type, this becomes double, and this becomes double as well, and this is double. Okay, I think all the double are taken care of. Let's take care of family room. Grab that, come right down here, family room, that is family, and here is family as well, and finally we have family here as well. There. And that is all there is to it. So have a good look at the lines of code. Local variable declared, global variable initialized, and number of days is stored in here, and we then use an if statement to determine the selection made, but we need to change this to double as well. The selection made here should be changed to double, while the selection made here should be changed to family, the family room. There. Okay, that is it taken care of. I'm now going to run it. So click on run, and let's see. I'm going to click on add new. Now enter today's date there, and here how long you're going to be staying in the hotel for, 13 days, or maybe let's say, let's change it to 42 days. Okay, come in here, single room, there we go, 4,000 plus, double room there, and let's assume it's family room. There we go. There isn't much different in there, we just need to check one or two things. Alright, that is that. So everything is working as expected. I'm going to exit out. Let's just tidy up a little bit. I just want to point your attention to something. You see, anytime I click on add new, we always get the data in the date, the current date in here disappears. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the default date from the form create. So let's exit out now and let's go into design view, double click on the form itself, do that again. Right, I'm going to copy these. Let's copy all of these up to here, and let's go back in here and double click on the current date, double click on it there. I'm just going to enter that value in there. So save that and let's run it. There we go, it's coming up. Good, no error. Alright, so let's assume we want to enter the new data in there. Okay, as you can see, we can scroll along to the last data and our current data. Now enter new data. There we still have the current date, and let's say the customer is going to be here till on the 8th of next year. That's going to be 14 days to 2022, and nationality is an Indian, reference number, and the name, let's say the name is part Indian. Okay, and the surname will be Indy. There, an address of Mr. Indy, let's say it's 13 alright, postcode, a mobile number, email of Mr. Indy, Gmail at whatever there, and room type is with his family. Okay, that's the room number, extension is 1004, and gender is male, date of birth right, and identity type is a pilot, and that is it. Total, so let's click on total. Now that we have all the details in there, that's the total there. Okay, will you like to convert the money? Let's assume you want to convert these to whatever, so let's say it's 1000 plus 1000 to maybe Canadian, and convert. That is it right there. You see that, guys? So with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it, but before then, let's check. Do we have his details in here? We can refresh. Right, and come right in here. Those are all of the information, and those are the details of part Indy. Look at it right up here. Look at that. Okay, so every information is in place, well cut there. So with that, guys, I'm gonna call it the end of this beautiful tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it, and please do subscribe to my channel, and you can also join to become a member of this channel. You all have a nice day now, and Merry Christmas. Bye for now.